Welcome back everyone to BFA. Something we always forget to mention, guys, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Today we're going to be going over a kind of like a counter to the arm out guillotine, whatever you want to call it. What's the proper? Guillotine, there we go. I use this all the time. It's called a Flue Choke. It's my go-to. Why I like it is if it works, you get the tap. If it doesn't, it's going to be, a pain in the butt to hold on to. He's at least gonna let go of the guillotine, okay? So let's look at it, all right? So let's say Luke, we're just gonna skip most of the setup. He's going for the guillotine right
here.
The
guillotine doesn't matter, it's what comes later.
Yes. So let's say Luke sits up for the guillotine, okay? Now, the first thing I wanna make sure is I do not want Luke, it's nice to control a hand, but even before that happens, Luke's not gonna choke me out unless he can control my hips, okay? Unless Luke can get onto one hip and finish the guillotine, he's not going to get the tap. So even before that, I want to control my positioning. So as soon as he locks this in, you want to jump to the opposite side that your head's on, okay? You can jump if you're comfortable. I personally like to control the hooks. If you've got a guy who's really scrambly, you're going to push him on his back on the opposite side, okay? Now, what you want to do right here, notice my head and my legs are on the opposite side, okay? You're gonna wrap this arm. If you'd like to break the guillotine, you can work breaks right here. But for the Flue, you're gonna wrap this arm and lock his hand in place. Luke, can you pull that hand out?
No.
Okay, now you're gonna grab your hands in a gable grip. And notice when I'm doing this, I'm driving his shoulder up right here. This space, I want to eliminate this space, okay? So I'm driving the shoulder into his head. I'm dipping my weight into him, and I'm finishing the Flue Choke. Good?
That'll do it, yeah.
So I use this all the time, so watch this, okay? So, Luke sits in. First thing you want to do is come around, look right here. Going underneath the head, this arm traps in his, and it comes out really quick.
Be aware that if they're stubborn about holding on to that, they may not be able to tap, so watch for foot taps or them trying to say something, because if it's chest-to-chest pressure is solid, I may not be able to tap. Think of Vincent Prue has landed this a lot in MMA, and half the time guys don't even tap, they just go to sleep.
Yeah, and I do this off of guillotines. To be honest, I do this off of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, good advice is if you didn't set up the guillotine, don't just snatch it desperately, because it's either this happens or he takes you down and his shoulders all the way up into your chin and you're not going to finish it. You end up burning your arms out. It's not a winning strategy to do desperate guillotines.
Yeah.
Set them up or don't do them.
Yeah, I had a guy last week who I had him side mounted and he wasn't even going for the guillotine. He was posting up and he was trying to come around my head to sit out.
Yeah.
And I put him flat on his back and we landed right here.
Yeah.
Same thing, set up for the Flue.
Yeah.
Get good at this. Worst case scenario, his arm slips out and you've escaped the guillotine. Best case scenario, and honestly, I have a very high percentage.
Sure.
Because if you can trap that arm, it's very hard to get it out.
Absolutely. You're pretty well set.
So that's the Flue Choke from Arm Out Guillotine.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Work it. If you have any questions, let me know. The application is something that is a little tricky at first because it's not a traditional like arm triangle or anything. You really are dipping the shoulder in. So if you have trouble with that, let us know. But once you get it down, you're gonna love this option. So
It's one of those awesome fancy moves that really is actually pretty easy to do.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Like and subscribe.